Yo, what's up, Breaker fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of the Breaker New Waves Chapter 118. Yeah, this chapter was much better than last week. The pacing, the content, the fighting, and all sorts of dialogue, whatever you want to call it. I personally enjoyed this much better than the last one because we weren't focusing on the same thing of Shi-Woon just fighting, running, fighting, trying to survive. Even though initially at the beginning of the chapter that's what happens. He's fighting down, taking guys out. The soldiers are like, how the flip is this guy still managing to take us out with the condition he's in? And obviously Shi-Woon knows himself that he's hurt and he's suffering, but he's persistent. He's saying, I'm going to survive and fight on until the Sun-Woo clan get here. Yeah, while this is happening, Ju Sang Sik and Jong-Il are standing there observing, and Jong-Il's like, where is he getting this power from? Where is he putting it from? And he's like, well, even if he can take on these guys, eventually he's going to get tired. So, they're not too worried about it. But that seemed like bad karma because he spoke too soon. Because the next thing that happens, he gets a call, and they basically stated that the Sun-Woo clan are on their way here. Yes, finally we get that. They're flipping coming for Shi-Woon, and he's like, how did they find us? How did they find us? And we go to a scene with, I can't remember that guy, but if you remember the rooftop fight scene with, when the SUC were there was that smart guy with the glasses, and he was really good at hacking stuff and typing in. He was, in contact with Sarah Kang. Basically, he diverged or transferred the information to her, and she's like, oh, thank you very much for that. He's like, oh, it's nothing, it was easy. He's like, he's kind of like very nonchalant about it, how he said it, but you could tell this guy's intelligent. So yeah, basically they're all in a plane. You see Jin-Lie, Elder Kwang, and the other two elders all in a private helicopter on their way there. And the guy who's speaking to Jong-Il says, they'll be here in 20 minutes. And that's when he starts to crap himself. He's like, he's screaming out, where's the tranquilizers? He's like, do we have any on the island? And then he gets basically a key blast from Ju Sang Sik, and he calls him freaking idiot. What's wrong with you, lad? First of all, I left this to you, and you come out with a helicopter, and it's like, now you stupidly gonna go and bring out guns. And he's like, no, it's not a gun, it's a tranquilizer. They don't have any gunpowder. He's like, whoa, regardless, it still looks like a gun, and you're gonna use that in this situation. You're cowardly and shameful. And it's like, what do you think this situation is gonna look like? We draw a gun or whatever, guns on a gaiju, and he's what's his name? Jong-Il basically says, well, we'll just say it was tranquilizers. We were trying to subdue the person. And they say, do you really think they're gonna believe that? People deep in the Murim, the elders, they're not gonna believe that crap. So you're pretty much screwed. And then after Jong-Il's like, so what do we do then? Do we let him go? And he's like, well, and this is when he doesn't answer, and he's thinking in his head, I was enjoying this. I was just gonna let Shi-Woon just fight on, but it seems like he's gonna get into action. And yeah, Shi-Woon's fighting again. As we see, soldiers are scared of him. How can we keep up with this guy? And then the next thing, something's lunged at Shi-Woon from high up, towards this angle, and he's dodged it, moved out of the way. And Ju Sang Sik's like, with your body, I'm surprised you could dodge that. This is very impressive. And then it's like he starts exerting ki or something, killing intent, and everyone's freaking out. All the soldiers wow, he's killing intent is mad. It's like this guy's something else, so powerful. And Shi-Woon feels a bit worried. He's a bit concerned. And Ju Sang Sik's basically threatened to say, I'm gonna deal with you now. And yeah, even Jong-Il's going, basically saying, he's killing intent, it's so strong. What do you call it? I can feel the sting from here. And with Shi-Woon surrounded by all these, all the soldiers, and with one of the top 10 grandmasters in the Murim world, he's pretty much screwed. He's gonna buckle down. And Shi-Woon goes like this, he covers his eyes or his face, and everyone thinks, he's panicked already. And then he's like, he's gone like this, and he's like, thank you. And then he pushes, I can't really show you because of my short hair, but just imagine he's pushed his hair back, and he's gone, thanks to you, I've regained my senses. And this panel was probably the best panel in the whole chapter, page 15, sorry, he just looked sick. He looked kind of like Chun-Woo. I'm sure there's a cover or main picture of that in either the breaker or the second part, New Ways, and there's someone going like that. Maybe it's Chun-Woo, maybe it was Shi-Woon himself, but that picture looked really sick. It's like his eyes, everything, he just gained some mad result. And he said, I didn't introduce you myself to you, her. He's like, Lee Shi-Woon, elder of Gaiju of the Sun-Woo clan, and he's like, I've given you my name, and he's and it's honorable, sorry, for you to state yours to me, please. And Ju Sang Sik's like, this guy's the comedian's like, really, you're doing this? And he's like, you really want to fight me? He's like, are you challenging me? And he's like, think again, man. Like, are you seriously gonna challenge me? He's like, well, she was like, I got no other choice, you know. There's only one way to deal with this, and it's pretty much fight you. So he's like, all right then. He's like, okay, this is really funny, really amusing to me. He's like, I haven't been challenged to a duel for over 30 years, so this is really surprising. He's like, fair enough. I'm Ju Sang Sik, head doctor of the Yong-Hyun school, and he's like, let's get down to business. And yes, that's it. Chapter ended, and you know what? This I wanted a bit more, but I guess this is what the chapter was kind of doing, a good build up. But I'm just glad what we've all been saying is, when is the Sun-Woo clan gonna get there? We've been waiting for bloody ages, and nothing was said. It was just basically them discussing like, oh, Shi-Woon, we need to get to him, and it's like, well, it doesn't look like you're making an attempt. But now they're on their way, and it will be 20 minutes. But man, oh man, like, what's Shi-Woon gonna do against this guy? I mean, even in his if he was fresh, like at full strength, I think he would struggle against him. So how's he gonna cope with this? But maybe he'll use the Black Heaven and Earth technique or something, because he's got mad resolve right now. And as he said, he's gained his senses back. You could tell he was a bit frantic and panicky earlier because he was scared of Ju Sang Sik's ki, how strong this guy is. But I'm really hoping he pulls something off, and it's not just gonna be something predictable. I really want it to be something none of us would ever expect. Like, he has a technique that we didn't know about, or he just uses his brains and somehow manages to survive until the Sun-Woo get here. There's so many possibilities for what's going to happen next, in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to seeing this showdown between the ghostly doctor of one of the top 10 martial arts masters in the room against the elder, or the Gaiju of the Sun-Woo clan, and the previous disciple of the Nine Arts Dragon. So yeah, that's that kind of is a mad showdown. So I've said a lot, I've rabbled on a bit, but that's how much I enjoyed this chapter. So like I said, that's my prediction. Next time, Shi-Woon is gonna somehow do something, in my opinion, to survive that will shock everyone, and then maybe the Sun-Woo will arrive at the last second and save him. So yeah, good chapter. I hope there's more like this, and it said improve the pacing a bit more, and there'll be some good chapters to read. So yeah. Anyway, as I said, I've rabbled on. I've said my piece. What do you guys think of the chapter? Do you disagree with me? Let me know, because I enjoyed it. I thought the pacing was better. And what you will predict will happen next. Also, leave us a like, because it helps us out and the series out. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys in the next chapter.